how can we learn to live without single-use plastics? What could be some of the solutions? I think to put it in perspective, one of the things that struck me when I did some research was that every single human being today consumes enough plastic a week to produce a credit card.
Wow.
So that's 5 grams of plastic. So from our bodies, we consume enough plastic to actually produce a credit card each every week. So that is how insidious it's become. That is how we're entwined with plastic. It's in our bodies as we speak. I have with me here Dia. Thank you so much for coming. She's just come back from the UN. She was in New York. She works on the Sustainable Development Goals. But you've also done this. You're a champion of the Beat Plastic, campaign. So what are some of the solutions? And I know your production company, you've gone completely plastic free. So how have you done that? And in your everyday life, what have you gotten rid of?
Well, like you mentioned, Swati, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to join this August gathering, and it's an important conversation that I'm proud to be a part of. Swati, I think, like you mentioned, plastic has become a very invasive part of our lives. It's almost like we don't see the plastic. And a very simple step that we do with school children when we do workshops is to make them think of that first item of plastic they use in the beginning of the day, which is the toothbrush. And then we tell them to calculate the number of toothbrushes they will use over their lifetime. And it averages to about 700 and odd toothbrushes. And then you ask them to multiply that with the number of students in the room.
I use a wooden toothbrush with natural fiber.
Exactly. So that's actually the first point of conversion. You get them to see the plastic. And then once you start seeing the plastic in your life, you discover that you can find alternatives. And I think that's actually one of the biggest drivers of the Beat Plastic Pollution campaign, that we did our best to help people see the plastic and then through behavioral change, find the alternatives. Yes, start seeing it, start with seeing it. So some of the things that we identified as easily replaceable items of single-use plastic or plastic in our lives were the following. Packaged water. So we carry our own bottles wherever we go. We refill it from a filter. The second thing that we can all do is to refuse plastic bags. So carry your own cloth bag in your handbag. Most of us have our own carry-on bags these days. The third thing that is easily refusable is a plastic straw. Something that you use for just a few minutes in your life and lasts in the environment till up to 400 years. I'm told that 90% of plastic bottles are never recycled. So by just refusing these 3 items, and the list can continue and add on, but Dr. Roy has discontinued using plastic toothbrushes, as have I. I use a bamboo toothbrush now and a bamboo earbud. You will eventually start discovering many, many, many more alternatives that are sustainable, that are good for the environment, but it starts with seeing the plastic.